there's no laughter today. Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. And I was thinking of doing another review. I could do another album review, another EP review, but just wasn't inspired to do it because there's a lot of serious shit going on. Recently the internet had this big Stop SOPA Day. I'm sure you ran across it here or there. Certain websites were kind of shutting down or putting up big black pages notifying people of these two pieces of legislation passing through Congress right now. Protect IP and the Stop Online Piracy Act. And I know we made a stink about it. We really kind of, got really loud and angry about it, but the fight is not over yet. This legislation is still in discussion, and that's why we need to continue making noise about it. I put links below this video to a petition you can sign, and also a website where you can kind of punch in your area code or just where you live and find your congressman or woman, and then call them, write them, call them, leave messages, call them. I don't think I need to remind you, but just in case I need to, a lot is at stake here. If this legislation passes, the government will have a lot of say over what can and cannot be on the internet, and where it can and cannot be. And the thing is, even now, without these two pieces of legislation passing through, the government has a ton of power over what can be on the internet. Just recently, in the past 24 hours, they shut down the website Mega Upload for copyright infringement. Right now, they're targeting file sharing sites like Mega Upload. What happens when they start targeting communication tools like Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, YouTube, blogs? These sites have copyrighted content on them, but their uses are much bigger than that. Sites like this have been used to help expose police abuse and criminal activity, spread really useful information, and mobilize people against injustice. These are powerful networking tools that could be taken away from us in a second. That's too much power for the government to have. And you gotta think, if the government already has the power to shut down an entire website, a website that isn't even in American jurisdiction, Mega Upload's HQ is not in the US. If they already have this kind of power, why do they need to pass these two pieces of legislation? They want as much power as possible. That's all governments ever want, especially when their interests are being driven by highly paid lobbyists sent by big corporations. I'm talking corporations like the 6 largest record labels out there: EMI, BMG, Sony, Universal, Warner, Polygram. And it was actually Universal Music Group that was kind of spearheading this shutdown of Mega Upload. These 6 large record labels own or distribute 4 tons and tons of sub-labels: Anti, Island, Def Jam, and all of its sub-labels. All of us, you and me, we all own albums, physically or digitally, from these record labels. And I know it sucks, but you have to think, you have to consider, every single time you purchase a record from one of the artists on these labels, you basically hand over more money to these labels to pay lobbyists to kind of try to push through legislation like this. Piracy is only a tiny slice of the pie when it comes to the reasons major labels hate the internet. The big problem is they don't have the power they used to expose you to things. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, it was easy for these record labels to kind of stuff print, TV, radio, and a great deal of the record labels out there into their back pockets. Now in the internet age, that kind of thing is not as easy. Too many opinions to control, too many underground artists releasing music that's more interesting than the crap that they're trying to shove down your throat. I know I wouldn't be exposed to probably 3/4 of the music that I listen to, that I know about, if it wasn't for the internet. Maybe more. And I think it's roughly the same for a lot of you, which is why it's so important to protect the internet, just conserve it. We need to protect our ability to share whatever we want to share freely and openly. Entertainment is at risk, yeah, but what's more important is enlightenment is at risk with this legislation. If we let the government win, if we let the corporations pushing them win, then they will control our culture. If we keep the internet as our own, then we will make our culture. Think about this legislation if you haven't already. Consider what it could mean for the internet if it does pass, and do whatever you can. Do what is in your power to prevent it from doing so. Thank you for watching. Anthony Fantano, SOPA and PIPA, for never.